So guys, finally, Peter Obi has replied the ADC after an ultimatum was issued for him and Atiku to register their membership, in the coalition. We all know that recently Atiku visited El-Rufai, and Atiku has been up on the game of I must contest. He equally recently promised the Yorubas, that if they vote for him, that he's going to make sure he protects the interests of the Yorubas if he becomes president. So from all indications, you can see that Atiku is not giving up in running for presidency in 2027. Atiku wants to be on the ballot at all costs. So that has really raised a whole lot of dust, with all the moves that Atiku is making these days. And also we saw that Jonathan, the former president, also visited David Mark, who is the chairman of the ADC coalition. So a whole lot is happening. People are trying to say, is it that they want to outsmart Peter Obi and giving him the ticket? Is it that they just want his support from the obedient base? So a whole lot is happening. Nigerians are not really sure about what is happening. Don't forget that the coalition actually belongs to Atiku. And if you look at the members of the coalition, the key members of the coalition, they are all members of the PDP who left the PDP to join the coalition, or who at one time left the PDP for APC, and now they are back to the ADC. And people are like wondering if this set of people are willing to allow Peter Obi to be on the ballot. There are also rumors going around saying if the ADC should zone its presidential candidacy, to the south, that they will want to give it to Jonathan, not to Peter Obi. And recently we now saw that Jonathan actually met with David Mark. So there are a lot of speculations going out there, especially now that they've written to Peter Obi to either join the party, or though this ultimatum is issued to Obi and Atiku. But at the same time, Atiku is like the owner of the coalition. So the question remains, are they trying to outsmart Peter Obi? What is actually going on in this coalition? Anyway, guys, I'm just going to allow you to listen for yourself how Net Media has taken its time to analyze what is actually happening. Take your time, watch this video to understand some of the things going on. Honestly, these people are trying to play smart on Peter Obi. I just pray that Peter Obi has his plan B by the corner. Take your time, watch this video, and let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Please don't forget to subscribe and turn on the bell notification. Now take a look.
Following the ultimatum issued by ADC to Peter Obi and other politicians to decamp to ADC without further delay. Of course, they made it look as if the ultimatum was to all the politicians who have committed to join or work with the ADC in 2027. But this is targeted directly at Peter Obi. It betrays how desperate they've become. Atiku Abubakar attended the meeting where the ultimatum was issued, so as El-Rufai, Rotimi Amaechi, and other politicians. Like already said, it betrays how desperate they've become. Is political party a cult where you issue ultimatums to prospective members to join immediately, like setting a time frame, or what are they trying to tell Nigerians? Since Nigeria's history, this might be the first time a political party is issuing ultimatum to prospective members. What does that say? It shows they have an agenda. How can the political party that is trying to convince Nigerians that they are a better alternative compared to APC and Tinubu, how can they not set things right? You are a new party that is trying to convince Nigerians that you are a better alternative, but you are not doing things the way you're supposed to do it. Before we analyze all this, let's see the ultimatum they issued to Peter Obi and also the reply by Peter Obi. After that, we will analyze everything. Rising from the ADC National Caucus meeting held in Abuja, the ADC National Publicity Secretary Bolaji Abdullahi said, the coalition has rested everything concerning the ADA. That means they are not interested in the registration or otherwise of the association. Though final order has been given to all members to resign membership of other political parties, the caucus was silent on the timeline. All the presidential aspirants have agreed to support whoever wins the primaries election. Peter Obi didn't attend this caucus meeting of the ADC because he's currently in the US, but the national coordinator of the Obedient Movement, Dr. Yunusa Tanko, quickly replied ADC. Posting on his verified X handle, he said, reply, ultimatum to Mr. Peter Obi by the African Democratic Congress ADC. Our attention has been drawn to the recent statement released by the African Democratic Congress ADC concerning the resolutions of the coalition and our role within it. We wish to restate our position clearly. While we remain fully committed to the vision of the coalition and acknowledge the adoption of the ADC as the coalition platform, it is on record that His Excellency Mr. Peter Obi aligned with the coalition's position after the Anambra State governorship election, extending to the 2027 general elections. This adoption and pronouncement were made publicly by the party. We are therefore concerned as to why the resolution is now being altered midway into the agreement. Peter Obi, as a leader with a broad constituency, has always taken time to consult widely before making major political decisions. He did so before joining the coalition, and he must also do so before responding to any ultimatum. As the Obedient Movement being part of the main consulting bloc, we are particularly concerned about how the party intends to zone its presidential ticket. Considering that the presidency is currently held by the South, Issues of equity and fairness must guide such decisions if the party truly aims to secure victory in 2027 elections. We are equally interested in how the party zones its principal offices within the coalition, as this will ensure justice, fairness, and inclusivity, factors that will enable us to mobilize effectively across the country. It must be emphasized that Peter Obi is not desperate to be president of Nigeria. His ultimate mission is to see Nigeria work, to lift people out of poverty, to improve the economy, education, healthcare, and security. These were the reasons he joined the coalition in the first place, targeted towards good governance, which are the core values of the obedient movement. Even a political neophyte can smell what is going on from very far away. Atiku Abubakar wants to achieve what he couldn't achieve in 2023. He wanted Peter Obi to deputize him like he did in 2019. But Peter Obi pulled out after he saw that PDP wanted to support another northerner to succeed a northerner who already spent 8 years. It wasn't fair in 2023 and it is still not fair today or in 2027. So what are they talking about? Many people have said that ADC is mostly dominated by PDP politicians. If you look at this photo, you will see that David Mark, a former PDP member, is now the interim chairman. Many of them have changed parties twice, but they mostly started out in PDP. Someone like Rotimi Amechi used to be a PDP member before he went to APC and now back in ADC. So the picture is clear. They want Peter Obi to decamp to the party so that his conscience will start biting him. He will start looking at his reputation. I decamped to another party and I'm now jumping back to another party. That wouldn't look good to someone like Peter Obi, who obviously cares about his reputation. Yes. So what they are trying to do is, they know that Peter Obi is very popular, but they don't want to give him that ticket. They want to give the ticket to Atiku Abubakar, making sure that Peter Obi will not be on the ballot. So many might be wondering why a political party that is presenting itself as a better alternative to Tinubu and APC will be actively working against its best interest just because they want to support a man who will be 81 years old in 2027. It does not make any sense that they claim that they are better, but they are doing things the same way. If you think this one is shocking, wait till you hear this. Some of them, especially those that support Atiku Abubakar in the ADC, some of them that feel or can listen to the argument that the presidential ticket must be zoned to the south at this time. Do you know what they say? They say that if the ticket must be zoned to the south at this time, that it is better to give it to Goodluck Jonathan instead of Peter Obi. As you can see here, Goodluck Jonathan is already fraternizing with them. Goodluck Jonathan is busy weighing his options. This is for those who keep saying he hasn't made any statement declaring that he's going to run in 2027. No, he's never going to release any statement. He will be busy working on the ground, holding meetings, making sure everything is right before he would declare. Is he in the race? Yes, he's actually in the race for 2027 presidential election. So what is very clear here is that they want Peter Obi's supporters, his platform, but they don't want him on the ballot. They don't want him on the ticket. Many might be asking why. The reason is very simple. It is because if you look at what Peter Obi stands for, he's their nightmare. Peter Obi will make sure that all political jobbers will be out of jobs. They will be forced to work or seek a job like the rest of us. Yes, these people live off politics. Also, Peter Obi represents a new order. Many politicians don't like that new order. They want someone who will maintain the old order. In other words, they are criticizing Tinubu and APC today simply because they are not the ones in power. They are not the ones involved in the corruption. That's why they are criticizing them. If these types somehow find themselves in power, they will continue the same thing. They will continue where Tinubu stopped. Yes. Nigerians must always remember that it was the corruption in PDP that brought APC to power and by extension brought us to where we are today. Yes, the economy was better under PDP, under Goodluck Jonathan, but it still doesn't excuse the corruption. So the question is, are we supposed to go back to Egypt or are we supposed to go to the...
Both quite ambitious to be the president, and it doesn't look like any of them is backing out. And if information we get is anything to go by, the coalition has been more of an Atiku coalition than a Peter Obi coalition. You know, taking a look at that, you think they will have this huge support? What if Atiku emerged the presidential flag bearer and then Peter Obi now sees the chance to go back to Labour? I mean, he's still in Labour Party technically. Or if it becomes a Peter Obi presidential flag bearer and Atiku becomes angry and decide to become the presidential candidate in another party. I mean, looking at all this scenario, how possible do you think that would be, considering they're both quite ambitious?
I say every human being is ambitious. Every human being is ambitious.
So some are more ambitious than others.
If you are not ambitious, you will not even get up from your bed in the morning. It is ambition that drives what you do. So the issue is this. I say their number one talking point is possible if they will put the interest of the country first. If they should put the interest of the country first, for me, there's nothing wrong in being ambitious. What is wrong is being desperate. Understand? So if they put the interest of the country first, that we are here to make Nigeria better, that it must not be me as a presidential candidate, it will solve.
We know politicians are some of the most optimistic people in the world, you know, and Atiku will say, well, what's wrong with both? What's wrong with making my ambition be putting the country first? In his mind, he thinks he's the best person that can bring the country to back to where it was. Peter Obi would definitely feel the same thing. So how do you judge someone's idea of putting the country first?
Well, for me, what you are saying is mere speculation.
It's not speculation. I mean, it's something we see.
You are not
every day.
You are not in Peter Obi's mind or in Atiku's mind,
where we can only look at antecedents, obviously.
So, and I don't see any of them being too desperate. In 2015, Buhari won the APC primary, and Atiku supported him. In 2015, Muhammadu Buhari won the APC primary, and Atiku did not go to contest in another political party.
I mean, those are years ago. We understand he's getting older, and his chances of being the president is slimmer. So he's much more desperate now than he was 8 years ago.
That's what you are thinking. As I said, you are not in Atiku's mind. You are not in Atiku's mind. All I want is let them have a free and fair primary. And if they have a free and fair primary, whoever emerges, others will support him.
How free and fair would that be when it already looks more like an Atiku coalition than the Peter Obi's coalition?
This you are thinking. This is your own thinking. People are just imagining things.
I mean, that's the information we get from the camp. It's not just from imagination.
From which camp?
I mean, from the ADC camp, different news emanating from there.
I say this is your imagination. My prayer is let them have a free, fair primaries so that whoever win, let the person win virtuously. I feel that others would run around him, because this is Operation Rescue Nigeria. That's what ADC is, Operation Rescue Nigeria from what APC has put it in the last 10 years. So whoever loves Nigeria will support whoever wins the presidential candidate of ADC, because that's our only alternative.
So you're optimistic that the other presidential aspirants will back whomever emerges as the party's candidate?
I say if they put Nigeria first, they will back whoever wins.
Okay.
If they put Nigeria first.
Okay, let's go straight to the second point, where members are directed to resign their membership in their political parties and fully commit to the ADC. How visible is that? It will be tantamount to putting all their eggs in one basket. At least they have a little leverage with the fact that Peter Obi, for example, is still in still in Labour Party rather, while still pledging allegiance to the coalition. Atiku Abubakar, on the other hand, have left PDP officially, but he has not officially joined the ADC.
Well, for me, I know that Peter Obi is not in the Labour Party anymore.
Well, he has not come out to officially denounce his membership from the Labour Party.
Even more than 3 months ago, I was saying if Peter Obi wants to contest as a presidential candidate, he must leave Labour Party. If Atiku wants to contest, he must leave PDP. Understand? So, for now, what they are saying is that everybody should show full commitment. Just like Atiku has not registered, is not a registered member of ADC, and Peter Obi is not a registered member of ADC. So they are saying if you are with us, you have to show that you are with us, and the only way to show that they are with the party is to register officially in their wards. So this is what the members of ADC wants to do. If you are with us, register officially become a card-carrying member of ADC. And it is good that they did not give any timeline.
Okay.
So, and I'm sure before December, all these people will register fully as members of ADC because there's no other party in the country.
But do you think it's fair, though, the imposition on the party for, let's say, Peter Obi, for example, where the obedient movement are split in two? There are one group that feels it doesn't matter if Peter Obi becomes the presidential candidate or not. Whether even if Atiku becomes the president, Peter Obi should be able to become the vice president, and both power coming together should be able to unseat the APC and President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and they don't care as far as it's Peter Obi is in the ticket, either president or vice president. And then you have the other half of obedient movement that say it must be Peter Obi or nothing. So in a situation where he doesn't now become the presidential flag bearer, what now happen? You now have 50 or 60% of the obedient movement not supporting that coalition.
But doing what? If they don't support the coalition, what would they do? Vote for APC?
Their inaction is, their inaction is huge either way.
So for me, no position is zoned to any human being. Peter Obi, as we speak, is the most credible politician we have in this country today.
But does that matter, though?
He is the most popular politician that we have in Nigeria today. And if he goes to the primary and do the right thing, he has every chance of picking the ticket. He has every chance of picking the ticket. And Peter Obi has a better alternative than Atiku Abubakar. Peter Obi can run as a presidential candidate. Peter Obi can also run as a vice presidential candidate. But Atiku has been vice presidential candidate on 2 terms. So he cannot run again as a vice presidential candidate.
Definitely.
Constitution is against that. Understand? So that's why I said that Peter Obi still have more chances than Atiku Abubakar.
Really, despite the fact that it's been tagged an Atiku coalition.
That is don't believe the lies of APC. So all these things have been manipulated by APC. But the 2 political parties in the country today are APC and ADC. The other ones are dead. PDP is dead. Labour Party is dead.
Okay, and of course the third is the National Working Committee will announce dates for primaries in Osun and Ekiti ahead of off-cycle governorship election. Now, this is one aspect that it looks like the ADC is overlooking: off-cycle elections, local government elections, and council election. There seems to be this focus more on the presidential candidates, where there don't seem to be an equal focus on the other tiers and part of government. Everybody forgets that grassroots support is as strong and as important as who the president is. Grassroots support also, you can't underestimate the power of the political parties, of the local government chairman and the councillors of the different wards and the governors of the state. If most of the governors and the chairman and the councillors are all from PDP and APC, I mean, what chance does the ADC have for the presidential election?
Peter Obi had no councillor. Peter Obi had no local government chairman. Peter Obi has no governor in 2023.
Don't you think that also helped in not negatively for him not winning the presidency? I mean the PDP won. The APC won. The PDP came second, and you can't underestimate the fact that it's also because they have party structures. Helps them. However you want to interpret that.
When you say one, put that word officially. Understand? They won officially, but unofficially, we knew what happened. Understand? So
I mean, there have been allegations of rigging, yes, but then if they want to rig, the rigging will definitely start from the wards and local governments, don't you think?
Peter Obi did not have those things in 2023, and
That's why he came third, don't you think so? If he had those, if he had those things
on the INEC paper, Peter Obi come third. But in my mind, Peter Obi won the election.
But it doesn't matter. He's not the president, in your mind or not, because
in my mind and in the mind of most Nigerians, Peter Obi won the presidential election 2023.
Despite the accusation of allegations on the part of the APC, some people believe if Peter Obi had grassroots support from grassroots leadership, if Peter Obi had support from councillors and governors, it would have helped stopped the rigging. If there was rigging at all, it would have helped stop the rigging on that aspect. I mean, we saw some of the results from IRF, though belatedly posted. There were lots of cancellations. There were lots of supposed rigging. I mean, we also saw instance of the INEC officers, instead of snapping the election sheet, they were snapping themselves. All those things would have been stopped or reduced to the barest minimum if Peter Obi had supporters from the councillorship and the wards and local government chairman to make sure they actually supervise those things, to make sure no rigging whatsoever.
But all those INEC officers who did that, how better off are they today?
It doesn't matter. The point is that
how better off are they today? Because the evil that you permitted, the evil that you supported, will always come.
Yes, you can see that it is becoming clearer, that these people, they just want to play some smartness, just to make sure that Peter Obi himself gets confused and possibly loses out in the presidential race come 2027. And I just hope that Peter Obi has some smart advisors. This is not a time for Peter Obi to just depend on his wisdom. I believe he should be working with some people who are going to be advising him on what to do and what not, because I don't think all this, with what is happening now, we need just the wisdom of one man. Because actually the ADC, being a coalition with old politicians who understand how the election was rigged, would have been the best thing that would happen to Peter Obi, if he was given the ticket of the coalition, So Peter Obi would have been on a more advantageous point if he runs on the platform of the ADC. But with what we are seeing now, people are like doubting if this is really the best thing for Peter Obi, considering the fact that Atiku owns the coalition. Atiku is really going to decide. This one, they say anybody that wins in the primaries, we are going to support him. See, we don't need to wait until somebody, Atiku is going to emerge. You don't need to start waiting for that time. If this thing goes through the ballot, see, no other person can emerge if not Atiku. Most of the key players in the ADC are Atiku's followers. They are people Atiku brought into the coalition. They are the ones deciding what is happening and what is not happening. They have a very key role to play. So you don't expect Peter Obi to come from nowhere to win the presidential ticket of the coalition tomorrow, having these people now to be the ones that are in charge. So for me, I would suggest that Peter Obi just have his plan B, so that if what happened in the PDP last year, in the last election, repeats itself again here, then Peter Obi should just leave. Obedience should just leave the ADC alone, because I don't really think that at this time, with Atiku insisting he wants to be on the ballot, that Peter Obi has any space there. I don't really think. So I don't know what you make of all this. I'm just going to take you through some of the reactions from Nigerians after Mr. Tanko reacted to that ultimatum that was given to Peter Obi. Actually, he was the one that reacted to it. They said Peter Obi must come and register. Atiku must come and register. The ultimatum is not really ultimatum in the sense that Atiku may decide not even to reply them. Atiku is the owner. You can't force him to come and register. But Peter Obi is the one we should be looking at for now. Peter Obi should be the one we should be looking at. Now, I'm just going to take you through some of the reactions coming from Nigerians. I'm trying to get his account on Twitter, so that I'll read out some of the reactions coming from Nigerians who are not happy with this ultimatum coming from the ADC that Peter Obi must have to register. If not, I don't know if it's that, if not, they want to send him out of, I don't really know what. Anyway, let me read a little bit of what Mr. Tanko here posted. He said, press release, ultimatum to Peter Obi by the African Democratic Congress ADC. Our attention has been drawn to the recent statement released by the African Democratic Congress concerning the resolution of the coalition and our role within it. We wish to reinstate our position clearly, while we remain fully committed to the vision of the coalition and acknowledge the adoption of the ADCA as the coalition platform. It's on record that His Excellency Mr. Peter Obi aligned with the coalition's position after the Anambra State governorship election, extending to the 2027 general election. This adoption and pronouncement were made publicly by the parties. We are therefore concerned as to why the resolution is now being altered midway into the agreement. Peter Obi, as a leader with a broad constituency, has always taken time to consult widely before making major political decisions. He did so before joining the coalition, and he must also do so before responding to the ultimatum. And he went further to say that as Obedient Movement, being part of the main consulting bloc, we are particularly concerned about how the party intends to zone its presidential ticket, considering that 2027 is currently held by the South. Issues of equity and fairness must guide such decision if the party truly aims to secure victory in 2027 election. We are equally interested on how the party zones its principal offices within the coalition. All these will ensure justice, fairness, and inclusivity factor that will enable us to mobilize effectively across the country. It must be emphasized that Peter Obi is not desperate to be president of Nigeria. His ultimate mission is to see Nigeria work, to lift people out of poverty, to improve the economy, education, healthcare, and security. These were the reasons he joined the coalition in the first place, and targeted towards good governance, which are the core values of the Obedient Movement. So this was what Tanko wrote, and people, let me take some. This person said that is it. So this person is saying it's a nice one. Then this other saying, but they issued a statement and denied it. Okay, the ADC issued a statement and denied it. Peter Obi is coming. Peter Obi is coming. So Peter Obi or nothing. It's still on whether they are going to give Peter Obi the ticket or not. This person say Atiku Abubakar is the obstacle to any Southeasterner emergency as the presidential candidate in any party he belongs. The earlier Peter Obi and Obedient Movement understand this and find their way, now the better, or get stranded. Atiku don't mean well for Nigeria. He is a PC agent. Jesus. This person is saying that Atiku, honestly, this thing should really be looked into properly. This person say ADC is being used by Atiku. Peter Obi isn't desperate for presidency, and ADC can't give Peter Obi ultimatum. Exactly what Atiku did in PDP is folding in APC. Rubbish and nonsense people think Peter Obi is a fool. So guys, is a lot of reaction here. This person says, seriously, Atiku killed this coalition. I don't know why coalition involve Atiku. If not, the coalition foresee high traffic for social media and even high advert from obedience. Sharp people for APC fit fence with the trending for everywhere you go. Massive registration from youth. So guys, these are some of the reactions from Nigerians. They are saying that with Atiku in this coalition, I think it's a miscalculation for Peter Obi to even be part of it. It's now like going back to what Dati Ahmed once said. Dati Ahmed said Peter Obi should just leave this coalition. It's better for him to just abandon the coalition and go back to the Labour Party. And this person here say those men are not smart as they think. Probably underestimate the intelligence of Peter Obi and obedience. Read that last paragraph again, and then let me read the last paragraph. It says, it must be emphasized that Peter Obi is not desperate to be president. His ultimate mission is to see Nigeria work, to lift people out of poverty, to improve the economy, education, healthcare, security. These were the reasons he joined the coalition in the first place, targeted towards good governance, which are the core values of the obedience. So I'm going to stop here, but there are a lot of reactions, where Nigerians are saying that, see, with Atiku on this ballot, it doesn't make sense for Peter Obi to be here. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think about this in the comment section below. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on the bell notification. Thank you.